Guess what, listeners? It's time to venture out to the California Trail Interpretive Center with our guest Cheryl Miller today to talk about a huge event happening. And it's going to feel so close to your heart. You're just going to be so excited to be a part of Junior Ranger Day. Cheryl, welcome. And thanks in advance for all the hard work that you and your staff have been doing to get ready for Saturday.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Lori, and thanks again for having me on. This is one of my favorite things to do, so thanks again for having me on. And I don't know about you, but it feels like spring is in the air.
It feels like this is a pretty typical spring, actually, here in northeastern Nevada.
Wow, this is my first real spring. I've been here almost a year, and I can hear the birds chirping. I've seen some grass coming up in between the cracks, and so I'm ready to get out there and have some fun.
Yeah, if you've heard a meadowlark, that is even better than the groundhog. So
I have not seen a meadowlark yet, but I have seen some robins.
Oh, very good. Okay, spring is on the way, and we're going to celebrate the season no matter what, because the way you have lined out tomorrow's Junior Ranger Day, Cheryl, it's perfect because we actually get to mix and mingle, meet and greet some of our fire crew before they have to head out for fire season.
Yeah, that's how we timed it. So Clint and Sarah and their crew are going to be out, and they're going to be talking about this upcoming fire season. And not just, wildfire up in the mountains, but also fires that could happen in our community. And so they will be focusing on helping people get prepared. So making sure that your home space is defensible, making sure that you've thought about, cutting down that grass, all of those things. I'll let the firefighters give you the full deal, but we will have them out talking about fire prevention and then also, wildland firefighting out, more in the forests and wildlands.
That is going to be Saturday for Junior Ranger Day from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And not just an emphasis on firefighting, but it's always cool when you have a fire truck out, you have all the tools, the crew, they're there to ask questions. You can actually touch some of the equipment. There'll be some demonstrations, Cheryl.
Yep, for sure. And our theme is protecting our wildlands. And what we really want to do is remind people that we're all stewards. When you're outside, it's your job to make sure that you're not only leaving it in a good condition, but better than you found it. And so we'll be dealing out some of those tips and tricks and really trying to encourage people to be good stewards out on the landscape and really protect our wildlands, because if we're not out doing it, who's going to do it?
Yeah, more and more so. It's a big stretch. BLM fire prevention will be there. And then you also have this other aspect. It's kind of like a junior, in addition to Junior Ranger Day, a junior career day for anybody who loves exploration, preservation, storytelling. You've got some other special guests coming.
Absolutely. That's a really good way of putting it. We're trying to give people a little bit of a glimpse into what it would be like to be an archaeologist, to be a geologist. Like, a lot of people might wonder, what does a paleontologist do? Well, Peter is going to be able to tell you exactly what a geologist and paleontologist do. As you know, there's kind of a gray area in between those. He dabbles in both areas, and he'll be leading a hike at 11 a.m. And you will have an opportunity to ask him all kinds of questions and just hear what he has to say. But also, we will have really good information on all of those different types of natural resource careers, how to apply with the BLM when those jobs open back up again. And also, a lot of people might be thinking, well, maybe I want to be a firefighter. And those jobs are open, and that information will be available from the firefighters tomorrow. So if you're someone that thinks, maybe I want to get out there and try my hand, come on out and talk to the actual people who are doing it on the ground tomorrow.
That's wonderful news, Cheryl, because there are some job seekers who were kind of in limbo, not sure, but this sounds like an opportunity to apply if you're accepted, to get trained, and then get to work.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the best things about working, I think, for the Bureau of Land Management is the training. You take that with you anywhere, excuse me, and there's just a lot of really great training, and also just training in terms of, career training. How do I be a good employee? How do I show up on time? How do I get a good evaluation? How do I get a good review? And so all of those are skills that can be picked up on the job. Plus, it's exciting. It's really exciting to be a firefighter.
Well, and you get in great shape. And I hear that from a lot of people that love that aspect, that physical feeling of being putting yourself into a job like that. So super cool, Cheryl. We know Nevada Outdoor School, even friends from South Fork State Park and the Friends of the Rubies will be there too.
Oh my gosh, they just added yesterday. So shout out to Doug and Larry, who will be coming out tomorrow with Friends of the Rubies. And I'm really excited about them actually, because if you have ever wondered, how long is Island Lake Trail? How long is the Ruby Crest Trail? What's some of the topography that I might encounter? Well, guess what? They're going to have the QR codes for all of those hiking trails at their table tomorrow. And usually you can't download those maps until you get up to the trailhead. And so they're going to have just some really good information about getting out and exploring the Rubies and also being really good stewards. So when we're out on that trail, we want to be good. We want to use good trail etiquette. And that means also using leave no trace principles. And so they'll really be talking to people about how you can be a good steward and also be a good friend. You know, no one likes to go out on the trail and hear, you know, some super loud blaring music, you know, things like that. So they'll have some really good information on just how to be a responsible hiker and how to keep yourself safe out there.
That sounds great, Cheryl, and you'll get to meet with those enthusiasts. Larry Heislip has written books about the local hiking trails, the local flora and fauna, so an amazing resource there just to talk to Larry. And he loves meeting with kids, too. I know he was helping out with the Department of Wildlife's Trout in the Classroom release. Super cool.
Oh my gosh, Larry really gets around. He volunteers everywhere, and I have really enjoyed picking his brain about the trails, about, you know, special backpacking spots, things like that. He is just so knowledgeable about the Rubies and the wildlife and the trees. I love talking to him about the 5-needle pines and how to tell them apart by the female cones. And yeah, he is a wealth of knowledge and will be there tomorrow. So if you have questions specifically about the Rubies, we'll have an expert there.
California Trail Interpretive Center, the site for the Junior Ranger Day, absolutely free, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you, Cheryl, for being such a great collaborator, bringing in all these partners. And that's why the very special guest could not turn down an opportunity to come out of hibernation, even though there's still some snow out there. He's going to be there.
Yeah, he's just barely waking up. I think this might be his first appearance out of hibernation tomorrow. We are going to see Smokey himself. So if you have never hugged Smokey, you need to come out and have that experience. If you have never high-fived Smokey, you must have that in your bucket for things that you have done in this world. So come on out. Smokey Bear will be there, and a lot of his friends, the firefighters, geologists, archaeologists, and I forgot to say, South Fork State Park is going to be talking about wildlife and giving you lots of information about local wildlife and how you can identify them. So that will be a wonderful addition as well.
People don't often remember until we remind them, which I love doing, that South Fork State Park is so accessible. It's just there at South Fork with a gorgeous reservoir. People think of it for fishing and boating, but there's so much wildlife watching. There are raptors, there are coyotes, all kinds of birds, and you're going to get someone to talk about that.
Yeah, and not to mention all that good stuff, but some really nice graveled level hiking trails. And so if you're like me trying to find somewhere to hike right now that's not super muddy, that's a great place to go out. And like you said, especially near the water, you're more likely to see wildlife, birds, that sort of thing. And especially if you go out at dusk and dawn. And so that's a great place to go out, put on your binoculars and go see what kind of cool stuff you can find.
So it sounds like you can get your summer set too. If you're an adult, a parent, a guardian, just anyone maybe new to the area, this is a one-stop shop for everything you need to know about the great outdoors. Hopefully no one has been left out because this is going to be a big, big day tomorrow, Junior Ranger Day. I did want to mention too, because you got some people excited about the idea of a special badge just for tomorrow. Is that right?
So we have our same California Trail Center badge, but we will have some very specific things that you need to do to earn the badge tomorrow. And I'll give you one little quick highlight. One thing that you must do to earn your badge tomorrow is high five a firefighter.
All right. All right. I think there'll be a few on scene for that.
Absolutely. Hopefully you'll be high-fiving them anyway, but this is an actual assignment. And if you take a picture and show it to us, that gives you bonus points, gold star.
All right. Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl Miller, of course, California Trail Interpretive Center. We're talking about Junior Ranger Day, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the California Trail Interpretive Center, just 8 miles west of Elko. Head out on the I-80, take the Hunter exit, and you are there in less time than it takes to hitch oxen to a wagon.
Way less time.
Yes.
That took a long time, Lori.
I would imagine so.
And one more thing to add for the adults, we are going to have really cool door prizes.
Ooh.
And the door prizes are coming from the Wildland Firefighter Stash. So that means you cannot buy this stuff. You can only win this stuff by doing cool things and coming out to cool events. So don't forget, if you want some cool swag that you can't buy, come on out. We've also got some free books. We've got some free lanyards. There'll be lots of cool stickers. So come on out so that you can leave with your bag full of cool outdoor swag.
Oh, Cheryl, thank you. Again, the Trail Center, free admission. Everything we're describing is free tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a perfect family outing. You may want to pack some snacks or a lunch. That's also important to know.
That's a really good call. And bring a refillable water bottle. We do have a water bottle filling station, which is really nice. You get nice, cool, clean, filtered water, but you've got to bring that water bottle along with you because we won't have anything for sale. We won't have water for sale, and we won't have snacks or food for sale, but we have a beautiful picnic area. So bring a lunch, bring some snacks, and don't forget your refillable water bottle.
Perfect. That's at the California Trail Interpretive Center. Junior Ranger Day starts at 10 a.m. So perfect to get your cartoons under your belt, eat a big bowl of cereal, and then head on over.
Come on and see us. That's
All right.
right. Get your Smokey fix.
This is all happening, too, with a beautiful backdrop at the Trail Center of the Nevada Wild Art Show.
Yeah, so that's just like a bonus. When you come out to the California Trail Center right now through the end of April, we are featuring the Nevada Wild Art Show, and that is in our South Fork room, and it features 14 artists from all around Nevada, some from right here in Elko, and it's a unique art display reflecting the beautiful northern Nevada landscape. So we've got photography, painting, watercolor. We've even got some colored pencil creations that are so beautiful and intricate, you cannot believe it's colored pencil. It's one of my favorite ones. The lichen on the rock, it just looks incredible. You can't believe they did it just with colored pencils. And then we got to talk about Larry again. Of course, Larry Hyslop, we've got some of his beautiful grass vases up on the wall. And these are all for purchase, not through us, but you can contact the artist directly and buy it directly through them. So special bonus through April, we've got the Nevada Wild Art Show.
Thank you, Cheryl. That is at the California Trail Interpretive Center, and we appreciate the opportunity to enjoy the beautiful art. You have rotating art often, and you always have something beautiful to see in the gallery, in addition to your murals and your exhibits, which are also updated frequently.
Oh yeah, we're working on an enhancement right now for the Stewart Indian School mural of 1901. I don't know if people can recall that, but if you come out, check it out. It's a beautiful mural featuring the very first graduates of the Stewart Indian School from the year 1901, and we're working on an enhancement that will show or provide a biography for every single person in the photo, the teacher and the students, their native name, their name that they used at the school, and what happened to them. And we'll also have a beautiful display of the actual photo next to the mural, and a lot of really good information on the Stewart Indian School, which is actually an incredible museum near Reno. So that's one of the enhancements that I'm working on as we speak, and will hopefully be up in the next month or two.
Cheryl, thanks for making that happen, you and the staff and the great supporters that you have throughout the state, because I know I'm one of the many people that have seen the mural and admired it, but did not know the significance, and now we will.
That's exactly why we're doing this wonderful enhancement, because you might wonder, who are these handsome people up in this beautiful mural? Well, now we'll interpret that for you, and you can even leave with a book of their biographies. So look forward for that to come soon.
Also, looking forward to the big event of the year following our Junior Ranger Day will be Trail Days. And you plan for this almost year round, really.
Oh, yeah. Ranger Glenn is our coordinator this year, and he told me just a few minutes ago that he is taking calls and emails daily. This is an event that we work on almost year round. There are so many moving parts, so many wonderful people that come. And so it really takes someone's, full-time attention for almost a year to put this on. And we have an incredible keynote speaker this year. We are so excited about it. And so you'll have to stay tuned for more details. But another thing that we're really looking forward to is the day before Trail Day starts. So on June 6th of this year, it's a Friday, the California Trail Heritage Association, in conjunction with the Oregon California Trail Association, is going to put on a all-day field trip. They're still pulling together the details, but everyone will meet at the Trail Center. They'll watch the wonderful documentary Gravelly Ford. If you haven't seen that, look it up on YouTube. It's an incredible documentary about just the pioneer experience and what people have been doing to restore the area. And they're going to take people out to Gravelly Ford later that day. So there'll be registrations and signups. You'll have to bring your own four-wheel drive, but there will be more details to come. But there will be very limited slots. So if that's something you're interested in, put that on your radar screen. And as soon as we have more details, we will be advertising those.
Again, that's the beauty of the placement of our California Trail Interpretive Center, which is a huge community collaboration. It's not just a BLM program or facility. This is something that our community is invested in, the city, the county, preservationists, the Humboldt High Road Group. This was their vision decades ago, because you can actually still visit places like Gravelly Ford. You can actually still see the wagon wheel ruts in the sagebrush. They are not paved over.
Absolutely. There's so much living history out on the landscape, and we are really just there to try and help people see it and understand it. But there is so much beauty and history out on the landscape, and we will have incredible guides that will lead us on June 6th. So stay tuned if you're interested. I'm hoping to get on that field trip, fingers crossed. But that is just a really exciting development.
And I know our good friend Jan Peterson would say it's fun to be a rut nut, because she learned from her very own dad, and they call themselves the Rut Nuts.
Oh my gosh, Jan is one of my favorite partners to work with. Mm-hmm. She has recently stepped up. She's going to be helping us with a bunch of our field trips, and she is just a gem. So shout out to Jan. Love you so much, and thank you so much for everything you do for the center.
Oh, so happy to hear that. And that's the kind of collaboration that we depend on. This is our community. California Trail Interpretive Center. The reason it's called the California Trail Center, and this always bears explanation for some people, right, Cheryl, is because that was the end of the route, was in California.
Exactly. And it's funny you bring that up, because we have people that come into the visitor center and they ask, am I in California? And I'm like, not yet, you're getting close. But you're exactly right. The reason that it's called the California Trail is because it ended in California. And the reason the Oregon Trail is called the Oregon Trail is because it ended in Oregon. And a lot of parts of the California and the Oregon Trail actually overlap. And I think that's confusing to people, but then it splits, and some people went to California, some people went to Oregon, but lots of people are confused about why we're in Nevada.
And I always love the small detail of really how much gold everybody walked over as they were passed by, as they were on their way to the gold rush in California, right here in Nevada.
Yeah, they had no idea. It was right below their feet. And it's so funny. I'm reading a book right now called The Indifferent Stars Above. Would highly recommend it. Wonderful book. And they were just saying that if the immigrants knew how much gold they were walking over to get to the gold in California, they could have been rich along the way. And so, yeah, that's a really good point.
Richest gold reserves in North America. So shout out to all of you hardworking gold miners and your families who support you, and of course the great companies who invest in our community, as well as organizations like the California Trail Center Foundation, which keeps so much of this going. And speaking of, we don't want to overlook this new signed agreement. Cheryl, this is also evidence of the confidence people have in our local trail center.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited about this. And so the California Trail Heritage Alliance has been, basically our friends group, our supporter group for years. And now we have really been able to deepen that relationship, and they are now our donation stewards. And so they are going to help us keep as much of the money that people donate here at the center. And so that's why we're trying to keep it local. And so Jan Peterson is my partner in crime on getting all of those donations gathered up, getting all of them donated. And then, of course, we'll be working together to spend them on really good projects, supporting our volunteers, supporting our educators, supporting our field trips, supporting trail days, all of that good stuff. And so shout out to Helen Hankins and all the group that support our California Trail Heritage Alliance. Without them, we really could not do what we do. And who knows if we would even be a thing without all of those wonderful folks and the ones that you mentioned. And so so grateful to have them as part of our community and as our support and our inspiration. Every time I talk to Jan and Helen, I'm just inspired all over again. And so I really just have to thank them for keeping us afloat, keeping us excited, and just keeping our eye on the ball.
Oh, absolutely. And all of us in our community, we have this chance to participate in our local heritage, to help tell the history, to help preserve it. It's our culture. And even though you may not be of pioneer stock, if you live in Elko County, you're part of the pioneer spirit that you're just describing that lives on.
Absolutely. We're on the cowboy corridor, right? We're here along the California Trail, and that spirit is alive every day.
Well, and if we have excited you enough, there are some opportunities to insert yourself, because volunteers are needed and deeply appreciated at the California Trail Interpretive Center, Cheryl.
You're so right, Lori. Our volunteers are our lifeblood, and we have lots of different opportunities to volunteer out there. You can volunteer as little as 4 hours a month, or you can come out every week. It's up to you. So you can help us with our education programs. Last week, we had 106 kindergartners come out on field trips. Thankfully, they split it between 2 days. But with 53 kindergartners and 22 parents all in the museum at one time, we could use some help. They're wonderful, but their joy and their energy is just, indescribable. And I always leave those education programs a little tired, but so full of joy and happiness. This has never happened before, Lori, but I got a 53 kindergartner hug all at one time. It was the most joy I have ever felt at once. And they were encircled around me. I mean, like 3 feet of kindergartners all around me, hugging me. It was so sweet. And so if you need some joy in your life, come on out and volunteer with us, because it is one of the most fun things that you can do. We also do living history. So those of you that are familiar with Chautauqua and really like to get your pioneer on and talk to other people, we would love to have you come out to an event like Trail Days. Put on your pioneer garb, put on your best character, and talk to people. Let them see what it was like to talk to someone way back in the day. We also need help at the front desk. If you know a little bit about history, you're friendly, you like to welcome people, we'd love to have you out. And, even if you can only come out for 2 hours, that gives us a chance to go in the back and write our programs and email back all the information that people want, send out junior ranger badges, work on these connections and partnerships. And so even if you only have a couple of hours to offer, we'll take it. We'll be so happy.
Those are just a couple of the volunteer opportunities at the California Trail Interpretive Center. And you even have volunteers who come, and I know that we won't leave today's program without talking about the ongoing events, activities, and programs. But if someone likes to do that Chautauqua, that living history, they could learn to sew their own pioneer outfit, right?
Yes, they can. And that's a wonderful segue into Sunday, March 9th, so the day after Junior Ranger Day. We are going to have Brenda, our wonderful seamstress volunteer. Love you, Brenda. Shout out. She's going to come out, and at 1 p.m., she's going to be leading everyone in making these adorable little barnyard buddies. I wish this was TV and I could show you the picture right now, but it's little oxen and cows, and they're very simple to make. So you can bring your children. And the coolest thing is that she does it all on these vintage sewing machines from the early 1900s. So if you've never worked with a sewing machine that doesn't require electricity, that's right, a sewing machine with no electricity, you just use your foot power to move it, then come out on March 9th. You can make your very own barnyard buddy and learn how to use a sewing machine that was made in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
And youngsters really like this because they line up to use these machines, right, Cheryl?
They do. And it's really funny. The kids are actually usually better than the adults, because I don't know. They can learn stuff quicker, or they're more coordinated. But yeah, the kids love it. And you might think, oh, this might be an activity for girls. Oh, no. Everyone had to know how to sew in Pioneer Days, and the boys love it just as much as the girls. It's really just making something with your hands, which is empowering for anyone. And so I'd encourage you to bring out your family, bring out the kids, make a barnyard buddy, and tell Brenda thank you.
Oh, Brenda, we want to thank you now. But yes, Brenda, we want to thank you in person too, because so much love goes into that. And I understand that because of her efforts, there are people now that do meet regularly, and they are sewing and teaching each other to sew. They're having kind of old-fashioned sewing circles.
Yeah, it's an amazing new revival, and sometimes I see in the headlines, these grandma crafts are coming back with the young people, like Macy led our crochet program last week, very popular. And so if you're into these grandma crafts, come on out, and Brenda will show you how to do it. There's nothing more empowering than making something with your own hands. I made the Thanksgiving trivets and like pot holders. I love them so much. They came out beautifully, even though I have no crafting skill at all. And every time I open the drawer where they live, it makes me happy. So if you want to make something that makes you happy too, come on out on March 9th at 1 p.m. Come see Brenda. We'll make some barnyard buddies.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl. You always inspire us with your own stories and, thinking about that. Gosh, if Cheryl's house were on fire, she'd run back in and get those trivets. So
one of the cutest things I own, so for sure.
But don't do that. Never run back into your burning house for anything. Oh, my gosh. So the California Trail Interpretive Center does have these every weekend. There are programs. And in fact, Friday, since there's no school, it's a chance in a sneaky way to continue your youngsters' education by taking them out to the Trail Center for any number of programs.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And that leads us to one of our wonderful partnerships with the Nevada Outdoor School. So they have stepped up, and they're now doing a monthly program with us as well. And so that's another partnership that we've been able to deepen to offer more and different types of programs. So on March 14th at 10 a.m., the Nevada Outdoor School is going to be leading a St. Patrick's Day community hike. And I imagine there's going to be some mystery involved. There's going to be some fun involved, but you'll have to come on out and see on March 14th. Come on out for a hike. Hopefully we'll have some beautiful weather. Nevada Outdoor School will be doing their great stuff and teaching the community and leading a hike.
It makes me wonder if there were leprechauns along the California Trail. I guess it's possible.
I don't know. They could have been.
Yep. So you'll have to find out with a St. Patrick's Day hike, March 14th. And then also getting close to rounding out the month. Oh, the last thing, so many people are already talking about this. I was somewhere else and somebody was saying, oh, you got to go do the night sky thing at the Trail Center. But there's a cool story and hike coming up on the 22nd.
Yeah, so the next weekend after the St. Patrick's Day hike, we've got Ranger Glenn, who is going to be reading Going West, which is a wonderful children's book. It's an award-winning children's book about a going west in a Pioneer wagon from a child's perspective. So he'll be reading that, and then he'll be leading a hike. And as you know, our hiking trail is graveled, and it gets you up high, gets you some really good views. It's only about 1.3 miles total, so it's not like a huge workout. But if you like to hike and you like to learn, and your kids need to get outside and burn some energy, bring them out on March 22nd at 1 p.m. Ranger Glenn is waiting to read a story and show you some cool stuff.
That sounds like so much fun, Cheryl. Again, a number of free activities at the California Trail Interpretive Center. Now, this last one, some people make this kind of a date night. I don't know if you know that, but people are making some connections out there at the Trail Center.
Oh, yeah. We feel the love when those couples come out. We love to see you out there. And the Night Sky Constellation Exploration Program is going to be on March 29th. So it's going to be our last program of the month. And it doesn't start until 7:30 p.m., obviously, until some of the stars start to come out. And Macy from the Nevada Outdoor School is going to be leading this program. And she's so excited because she just got to go to a training at Lake Mead led by NASA. And it was a training on how to lead night sky programs. So she came back inspired and chock full of different ideas on how to share the night sky with people, and even how to do it during the day. So she's going to be developing some new programs where we can talk about night sky resources during the day. But what she's going to be talking about on March 29th at 7:30 p.m. is really the constellations themselves. And so, of course, she's going to have the telescopes out. I'll be there too. And she's going to have a craft, a hands-on activity. So come out, rain or shine. We will have the event, even if it's cloudy or even if it's raining, because she's got so many cool tricks up her sleeve that she doesn't even need the stars to put on a really wonderful program. So bundle up, make sure you bring your jacket, bring some water, bring a snack, bring your best friend, and check out the night sky. She's got some really cool new tips and tricks to help you really enjoy it and understand it.
Cheryl, thank you for all the inspiration that you bring and all the volunteers. I hope any of you are listening so you can spread the word how much we appreciate everything you do and how much the California Trail Interpretive Center means to us. It's our community program. It is important that we get the support, the federal funding that we get. We multiply that many, many times over, not only with the tourism, the visitation, but certainly with the benefit that our local families enjoy. This center was created because we wanted to create it.
Absolutely. And, just like these are our public lands, the California Trail Center is your museum. It is your center to come out and enjoy. Also give us feedback. Let us know the types of programs that you're interested in. What we're interested in is what you're interested in. And so if you have ideas, please let us know. Also, if you work with a scout group or you work with a history group or a women's group, we'd love to host your meeting. We'd love to put on a special program for you. So feel free to reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us an email. This really is a community organization. We want everyone in the community to enjoy it, to learn something, and to see themselves reflected in the California Trail Center. And so that is one of my goals, is to really make this a place where everyone feels welcome, everyone feels excited, and everyone has a place and a role. So if you haven't been out to the Trail Center in a while, come on out. We'd love to see you. And if you're one of those families that comes out every month loyally to our programs, we love you. We want to see you again. Please come out again.
Cheryl Miller from the California Trail Interpretive Center. Junior Ranger Day is tomorrow, Saturday, March 8th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And don't forget the special guest appearance by Smokey Bear. Cheryl, thank you. Until we meet again.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you, Lori.